Hi folks, let's take this print of this part right here and let's walk through how to use Fusion 360 to create this CAD model. Welcome to another Fusion Friday. So this was a part that came in from a good friend of mine, Brad. He has a good YouTube channel, check it out right here. And he said, John, I'm trying to learn Fusion, can you help me? So I thought this is perfect for two reasons. One, I love getting folks into Fusion. Even if you're not running a CNC machine, it can be really helpful. Maybe you're going to in the future, or you just want to create drawings or send parts out. Also, I'm really not that good with drawings. So I'm going to ask you guys for some help because I'm guessing when we go through this, there's going to be some stuff I don't know or I do incorrectly. First thing we want to do is we want to save our file. Click Save. The reason is that Fusion starts auto-saving in the background after you've saved it once. Right-click on your file name right here and say New Component. I'm going to call this, slow double-click it with the left mouse, Post. It's the name of this part file. So take a look at this drawing. The way most drawings should be done is if you see here, these views are all relative to each other. So here we're looking at it from the side. This is the back. So if this surface here is the same here, this view here is the back here. That view there is the top of the part, and this view is the underside of the bottom. So that's really helpful to know. I can see here it's 1.5 inches tall, and I've got my 1.25 inch dimensions right here. So let's go ahead and start with a rectangle. So I'll hit R as the keyboard shortcut, and it says pick a plane. I'm going to sketch on this plane right here. So that's the plane that's between the green and the red lines. You can see the green and the red right here. And what happens then is it orients it normal to. So we're looking down on the plane that we're working on. Your Fusion may not look at mine. The big difference is I turned off Sketch Grid and Snap right here. So if I let my mouse hover over that dot, see how it goes into a square? That means it's going to lock one of the corners of my rectangle on the XY0. I'll click once and drag out. Don't worry about the dimensions here. What I then like to do is hit D on my keyboard for dimension, click this line, 1.25. Do the same thing here, click, move my mouse out, click once to place it, and type 1.25. E for extrude, and that's going to extrude this rectangle up. I'll click right here, and I'll say 1.5. I've now got my rectangle. There are a lot of different ways we could do this part, and I debated actually starting with this side view. Kind of my preference, but this is okay here because we've got these dimensions that sort of frame the size of it. So let's start adding. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 holes to add. So the concern here is I got to make sure I stay oriented correctly. So this face here is this face here. C for circle. Click this top face, and I'm going to just place one here and a bunch along here. So that hole is on center. You can see that, this 0.625. So I'll hit D for dimension, I'll click here, and on circles you want to click the white dot in the center, drag down to place the dimension 0.625. I'll do the same for this guy. And instead of typing it in, I'll click here to link it back to the two. I know there's more you can do with advanced parametric formulas. We're keeping it simple in this video. It is negative 0.93 from this top edge, and I assume that having those two little dots here means that that's your sort of what they want you to use as your 0 point. So negative 930, D for dimension. Click this line once. Click that line. 0.93. Now, I also want you to do one thing, for now at least in Fusion. Go up to your name, Preferences, and under Preview, add this check next to the sketch box, because what I want you to do is have the ability to see when sketches are fully defined are fully constrained, they should turn black, and that means you're done. You've not allowed for any degrees of freedom. Right now, you see this, I can't move the location of the circle, but I can change its size, which is why it's still blue. And that is a 0.201, so this should turn it black. 0.201. Awesome. These guys are 0.17. Okay, now that to me is a drawing mistake, because if they're doing negatives to show down, like the negative 930, the negative 125, then the negative, that should be negative, I think. Not a big deal. I get what they're trying to say, unless I'm making a mistake myself. Negative 0.17, oops, positive 0.17. There we go. And so all three of these are the same distance. So instead of creating a dimension for all three, I can go over here to horizontal, vertical. I'll click the center dot here and the center dot there. So that locked those two in line horizontally. Do the same thing for here. Now if I change that, say to 0.25, they all move. Great. 0.225 over, so the distance from here to here. Oops. Okay. See, I can't click that line because that formula dimension is in the way, so I guess I'll click the point. There we go. 0.625, I think I already got. And 1.025. The outside two are, actually all three, are 1032s. So that is a, I should know this, number 21 drill. So I model these as this nominal hole size for how we're going to drill it, not 0.159. So again, to formulaically link it, I'll click once to dimension it. I'll click a second time to place the dimension, but then I'll click on one of the others to link it back. So we've got our 4 holes. This bottom guy is a through hole all the way through. So E for extrude, click it, and I usually just drag it all the way down through. I don't care how long it is. That works. These two guys are through to the next surface, which I don't have yet, so let's move on. We'll come back to them. The side view, so that would be this plane right here is this view. We've got a couple holes and then this cutout. So the top of the cutout is 260 plus none minus 5,000. So that's one of the big differences between a drawing and a solid model or a CAD model, is there's no way, so far as I know, in a CAD model to convey tolerances. That's what a drawing is for. So we'll just put the 0.26. So I'm going to do L for line, click on this, and I'm just going to sketch a line across. And if you notice, I can move that line up and down, which is exactly the way I want to move it, because it's going to be 0.26 down. So D for dimension, there to there, 0.26. How long is it? 0.36. See this dimension right here? 0.36. And it's going to go, okay, so that's interesting, 930 from the bottom, plus or minus 2 thou. So I'll hit L for line, sketch another line, D for dimension, here to here, 0.93. And I know that that gets closed off, so I can do another one of these sketch constraints. These things are great. And I'll say horizontal vertical. And I want that dot to be vertical to this dot. Ooh, interesting. That should be a glitch. Let's try that again. I guess I didn't create this 0.36 correctly. D for dimension. Oh, interesting. Look at that. I got 2 line segments somehow. L for line. D for dimension. 0.26, I think. Yep. Now, yeah, so that's good. And this was 0.36, right? 0.36, okay. Horizontal, vertical, here to here. Good. I don't know why that didn't work. That's weird. L for line, click here, drag down here. I've now completed that, and I can extrude out. It doesn't look right to me proportionally. 0.93, 0.26 from the top. So E for extrude. Let's extrude it out and see if it passes the smell test of looking correct. What do you guys think? Looks like it should be narrower. Well, we'll check it when we put these holes in here. So C for circle. Just place 2 holes, and they are 1.06 up from the bottom. So D for dimension, here to here, 1.06. And they're faced from the front, so 0.583 to the first one, from the front edge to the on center. D for dimension. And the next one is 1.028. Whoa, that was weird. How's that almost spot on? And they are 632s, number 36, 0.1065 diameter. So let's check this. L for line. If I let my mouse snap up here, see how that snaps on center? So that does, and now it doesn't say, that those have to be centered in the block, but it looks like they are, and it would kind of make sense that they are. Ah, that's embarrassing. I've caught my mistake. Anybody else catch it yet? So the 0.26 is not a dimension from here to here. It's the thickness of it this way. Sorry, I'm embarrassed, but hey. So take a look. Easy to fix. Down here in Fusion is your design history. And if I scroll back to, I think it would have been this one, I can right click. See, I can't edit right now. So a glitchy thing, I just have to drag a box and deselect. Now right click, edit. This is wrong. This should be 0.26. Stop. So that looks much better. It looks more rectangular, and those look centered now. So how deep are these? Down 0.4 inches. So E for extrude, 1, 2. The arrow's going up, so I'm going to type negative 0.4. Boom. Those are my holes. I don't like doing threads personally, but easy to do so. Go to create, thread, and these are 632s, so you would literally just click 1, 2, hold down control maybe, there we go, and change it to number 632, and you can even choose to model it. It's pretty cool. I just don't, it's not helpful for me when I go to machine stuff. So there's the threads. I'm going to undo that. Just a good idea to save your file every once in a while too. Now that we've got the shelf in there, I'm going to expand my arrow right here. I'm going to expand the sketches and turn on, not the first sketch, but the second sketch. So these light bulbs are really powerful ways to go turn on and off stuff you've used in the past. Always leave your sketches, light bulbs turned off when you're not using the sketch though. Just do. By turning on the light bulb for sketch 2, I've exposed those 3 circles again, so I can hit E for extrude. 1, 2, 3. Oops. And I'm going to, instead of saying distance, I'm going to say 2. And I'm going to pan down here and click that guy. Click OK. Now I'm done with it. Turn the sketch back off. Boom. So on the underside, this here, this face, right here is the bottom of the part. So that hole there is that hole there poked through. So we're looking at it like this is basically like that. I'll even orient it correctly with the view cube. So it's got this, I don't know why they have to have a detailed view for this. A 1/8 of an inch hole down 595. I do not know. Is that a counter bore? What's P6? What's the E triangle? I don't know this stuff. Given that you've got two different dimensions, I'm guessing that it's, well, we'll just do it. We'll assume it's a counter bore here. This hole is 188 over and 250 up. So C right here. So careful. See how I just clicked that purple line? That was an accident. So what happened was it automatically projecting. So if you see, that's this hole that exists up here. It's thinking I might want to use that down here, which a lot of times is helpful, but if you're new, it can be really frustrating. So that's one reason why sometimes I like to create stuff out of place, like right here. And we'll say it's 188 over, 250 up. And the other one is 3/4 of an inch up from that one and 875 over from that one. So C, D for dimension between these two. Oops, not that way. D for dimension here to here. .75 over. And oops, 0.875 over. 750 up. Okay, that looks right. And that is, so they call it out here, two of them. I don't know what PF means. 1/8 of an inch diameter down 313. So E for extrude. Negative 0.313. And I think I forgot to dimension those. So right click on the sketch down here. Edit. 0.125. 0.125. Stop sketch. And the center guy. So what is it? It's 170 up on center. So C for circle. Sketch it out of place here. D for dimension, 0.0625, oops, 0.625, and 170 up. And I'm going to assume, I don't know what to do. Through next. Oh, so it's clearance all the way through. That's what it is. So it's a 125 hole only down 595. 0.125, and then C, this little guy is 0.0938. This goes all the way to here. And then I need my sketch back to get back to the 1/8 inch. So again, toggle my sketch 6 light bulb in this case. E for extrude, click this little ring and say negative 0.595. Wasn't that it? Make sure I'll check that right now. Yeah, negative 0.595. So it's like a counter bore, I guess, for a fastener or something like that. What else am I missing? I don't think anything. So I'm looking at like 20 minutes or so right now on my camera clock, and if you're thinking, oh my gosh, that took forever, I went slow because I'm trying to make sure this was a good paced video tutorial for a beginner. I think I would do this in about 2 or 3 minutes, or maybe 5 minutes if I were normally working, and that's with my as you can see, somewhat mediocre drawing skills. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. We had a request to go ahead and make this into a whole full cam operation to see how you would actually machine it. So if you'd like to see that, post in the comments below. Otherwise, folks, take care. See you next Friday.